Bienvenidos a los mismos Flyways podcast. I am your host, Joey Basayo. A la izquierda is Cal Ness. And in the Ducks Unlimited Game Fair studio today, we have Dylan Farrell.
I think that was the best welcoming speech, intro. I don't even know what you call that.
Dude, you got to get the energy going, right? I mean, a lot of the time you get into a little lull. We're at the end of the day at Game Fair. It's hot.
Long day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, man. How are you doing?
Balls, bro.
Sweating balls. I'm ready to drink a little beer.
I need beer.
I'm ready.
Yeah, bad.
I'm ready.
Yeah, man. For sure.
It's a good day, though. Duck Calling Championship just got done, so we listened to that a little bit. And unfortunately, Corey did not win. Sorry about that, Corey.
Corey Nickham placed third.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's all right, though.
I'm telling you, though, that was one of the hardest open meat duck competitions I've ever judged. It was like within, I think it was within like 2 points. Everyone was within 2.
Damn.
Tough.
Yeah, that's strong.
Tough,
Yeah,
dude.
every time I walked by, it was just every routine was strong. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really loud. I have an Apple Watch, and it kept saying, "You're over 90 decibels." Loud alert. Yeah, no shit.
Enough duck calling for at least a couple weeks here.
Yeah. And even when I picked up my duck call to give some notes to a guy over here, I started blowing mine. I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
Frickin'
Yeah, you have a headache.
Freaking hurts,
Yeah.
man.
Originally, I was going to judge a couple of these, and Joey's like, do you have AirPods? I'm like, yeah. He's like,
You might want
to bring them.
Yeah, you need those, they sound canceling ones?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's loud enough anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, we wanted to talk about a little bit. I guess we'll start with like what you're doing now at SoundGear, because I know your role has totally changed and evolved. So maybe just talk a little about that and how you started there.
Yeah, man. It's definitely involved in the last 3 years. Originally came to SoundGear to shoot photo and video, kind of handle that side of things, and that quickly evolved into kind of a marketing position.
Yeah.
Kind of handling all things marketing, email, social, content, you name it. And I was handling that, and then now it's kind of quickly evolved into I'm now the brand director of SoundGear. So that's
Nice.
exciting and fun, and something I'm super passionate, about with the brand. So
Yeah.
Tilt this a little bit closer to you.
Yeah, pull it down a little bit.
there we go.
Drag
There
her down,
you
drag her
go.
down
I
a
can
little
smell
bit.
it. Oh,
There you
smell
go.
it. Yeah.
Can you smell the
it.
pop filter?
nice.
Full deep breath.
We
There
are
you go.
podcasting now. Here we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Cooking with peanut oil.
I love it, man. So how did you actually like get in with SoundGear? Was it you like sending photos and taking photos for them at first, or did they hit you up and they were like, can you make some content?
No, man. Actually, so I kind of have to go way back to kind of tell the whole story here. And
Yeah,
I'll
please
it
do.
in,
Please do.
A short version, but I'm originally from Central Missouri, so I'm not
Okay.
a Southern guy. I'm a Yankee,
Kind of sound like a
Barely,
Southern guy, though.
barely a Yankee.
Yeah, barely. There's a fine line right there, but yeah. So moved down to Memphis, Tennessee, to work for Spencer Halford and Rolling Thunder Game Calls. So
Yeah.
I was fresh out of college. I picked up a camera my sophomore year of college. Really just picked it up to do hunts. That was what I was passionate about, was capturing hunts. I've seen a lot of cool stuff where I was like, dude, wish I can replay that. So I bought like a mini DV VHS camera.
Hell yeah. Camcorder?
Oh yeah, where
Yeah,
I
oh, yeah.
had to play it back to capture everything.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like huge, giant. I don't even know what it was. XHAS something. Anyways, so literally had a mini DVs that I had to replay to capture the content.
Yeah.
So I started with that my sophomore year, captured some cool stuff there, and then actually got on the Drake creative team. So
Yeah.
just kind of was reaching out to brands and stuff, and finally got hooked up with them. So that's how Spencer found me, was through the Drake creative team. He got the list somehow of everybody on there, and reached out to me, and I was like, I guess I can move to Memphis, Tennessee. Like, where am I staying? He's like, oh, don't worry about it. I got a house, and come down there. So anyways, ultimately made that decision to come down to Memphis, Tennessee, and worked for him for 2 years, did all his video work for 2 years, and then I broke off of that and freelanced for 2 years. So
Yeah.
4 years there, I was kind of doing something else. And in the meantime of all that, I met Jeff Farmer, which owns White Oak Duckwoods.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yep.
What a connection,
No
dude.
doubt.
What a connection.
That place is a whole probably podcast we could talk about. But,
Yeah.
So I met Jeff Farmer through Spence, and once I started freelancing, we started. I worked with Farmer a lot more, and then one day he was like, "Hey, dude, like, we got a little something we're working on, you know. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like what
Little
is this?
something.
Yeah, a little something here. We got a little waiter company. I was like, all right, cool. So, man, he asked me to kind of come on board and help with marketing, and I was basically there from the get-go. So,
Yeah.
Dude, well, there's this whole story behind like the White Oak place, and what is it exactly? I feel like someone said you're never gonna kill ducks there, and he's like, bet. And then he did what he thought he should, and now it's like one of the most premier timber hunting places in the nation, correct?
yeah, 100%. So, he actually, what he has now is multiple purchases of land. So it wasn't originally that, but
Yeah.
this section of land only got hunted when the river got out.
Mm-hmm.
So once the river got out, I mean, it was banger. You know, people mashed ducks, and but it wasn't levied up. It wasn't any kind of work done to it.
Right.
Literally only hunted it when the river got out. So some years they didn't even get to hunt it.
Yeah.
You know, the river never got out and it stayed dry, and that place just sat there. So I don't know exactly the story of how, you know, he ended up buying it or whatever, but the one thing I do know is people told him it wouldn't hold water, and, you know, basically that he couldn't do it. So pretty
Wasn't
cool.
gonna work.
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool story of him kind of taking a chance on it, and, you know, him seeing the vision. And now it's probably, I've seen a lot of farms and hunted a lot of places, and I haven't seen everyone, but man, this is
Right.
It's one of the ones up there at the top that it stays consistent. You know, the pressure, he doesn't have any kind of pressure on that place, and knows how to hunt it, and I think that's the biggest thing. You know,
You remember your first time going there?
I do, yeah.
Was it crazy?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It blew your fucking mind.
It absolutely did. That place is nothing, you know, to see 100 ducks come through the trees. You know, you're usually seeing that on every hunt, at least once. So
Yeah.
Was that you running all the camera work then when
Yep.
they first got that place up and going?
not originally, but I would say the last 4 or 5 years has been a lot of my work, but originally it was not mine.
So you're just like that. The bar has been set, and everything else is just like meh.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's had it
Unreal.
for, I think this is his 9th year, so I've known him for, I think, 7. So
9 years is not that long of a time to take a property that people are like, nah, it's not going to hold water, and be like, it's one of the best spots you can hunt timber
100%,
ducks.
dude. And he just makes it better and better every year. I mean,
Yeah.
he's pretty much got everything right there, so you can't really expand too much more, but he's trying to figure out what food is the best, you know, what holds the ducks the best, how much, you know, how long they hold. He's trying to figure out, you know, because corn they eat out a lot faster, rice they don't. So, but corn is good because they like hiding in it. So it's a science, man. He's trying to figure it out.
He's a
So
student of the game.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
he's,
I can't remember who we were talking to. I think it was the Dive Bomb guys, where you would think that because they just bought that huge farm in Missouri. I think it's Missouri.
Yep.
And they're like, you would think they would go in there at night and just thrash the corn. They'd only feed at night, but really they're using it for cover from
Yeah.
like predators.
yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. I always just thought, because I'm a Yankee, you know, I always thought like ducks are going into flooded corn. They're going to just eat their hearts out, you know, and they're on water. They're safe.
Right.
They're chilling. It's a refuge for them.
100%. I mean, they're doing both there. I mean, that's a cover thing and a food thing. So if you can make it last somehow, you know, because they do, like I said, they do eat it out fast, and that obviously changes what they do, but they're 100% using that for cover. So.
Guys, this podcast is brought to you by Migra Ammunitions. They are the original stacked load out there. People are always asking, what kind of shot size should I use for ducks, and what kind of shot size should I use for geese? And honestly, we're using a lot of 1.3 stack load and 2.4 stack load. I like to keep it simple, KISS method, and just use one shell for both birds. And honestly, if you're using the shells properly, you're landing those birds, you're getting them within shooting distance, and all of them hit like an absolute hammer.
Yeah, the 2.4 is my favorite, and I can shoot it in my 20 or my 12, and I shoot it at geese and ducks all year.
All year.
So check out Migra. Go to migraammo.com.
Dude, I was telling you the other day, but for the podcast, I've been following you on Instagram probably a really long time. And like, Jesus. And I don't know, like when I first got Instagram, it was like 2014, 2015. And I'm like looking through and I'm like, oh, you're a duck hunter. And I would just like follow all the suggested duck hunters. And I realized I was following like 2,000 people. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And you were obviously one of those people. And I just noticed that you were constantly on bands, dude.
Yeah.
Whether they were jack miners, tarsals, neck collars, just everything. Or were you just specifically targeting them, or were people that were like in those band heavy areas calling you and saying, "Hey, we need media content. Like, I need some story here"?
Honestly, I don't think anybody called me saying, come hunt. I got a bunch of bands here. I would do a little research, definitely, and just kind of figure out.
So you were targeting them.
Some areas.
A little bit. Yeah. That's all right, man.
I had a hunch for them, and I was mad at them there for a while. But yeah, dude, there was some really cool places that I went and hunted and chased, some bands on. But
Because you were going like all the way up into Canada.
yeah, that one that was actually with Troy Poitner. So yeah, I got to go up there with him. Had been talking to him for a couple years, and then COVID kind of hit, and that kind of pushed things out. And so I went up the last year of COVID, and we did that, and that was an incredible experience. Picking up a Jack Miner band, I don't care how you shoot it, when
unreal.
you shoot it, it's fucking awesome. So.
Dude, the coolest thing is like how they started that whole Jack and Miner sanctuary deal, and like how they had no geese there, and then one year was just whew.
Yep.
But then also the fact that they put Bible verses on every band.
Yep.
Just the coolest thing, man.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. The year I went, they had relocated a bunch of geese there too. So like they banded, I don't know, it was like 900 Jack Miners around
My
there.
God.
Unreal.
So you came on the perfect year.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think we.
How many did you shoot?
We left with 22.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but that's nothing to compare to a hunt that we heard about. It was like, I don't even know what it was, 56 or something.
Jacks.
I can't even possibly imagine.
Yeah, Jack Miners, and we actually killed a yellow tarsal on that hunt too.
That's what I was going to ask you about, was that yellow tarsal band. I was hoping you could kind of tell us a story of that situation.
Well, on that one, so I've seen 3 die, but that yellow tarsal was a Jack Miner tarsal. So basically, we just shot into a group. So we hunted the lake, and shit ripped into a group of 20 and killed, I don't know what it was, 6 or 7 out of there. And I think it was like the last one we picked up, and we all just like freaked out.
Yeah.
I think they only banded like 5 of them or something, So we just kind of talked about it before, like, man, like what if we kill one of these things? And
you knew they were there. Like you knew you had a chance.
In the area, yes. But
Yeah.
we were hunting, like I said, the lake. So
Yeah.
it was anyone's game there.
For
and
sure.
Who knows what you were shooting into. So, we were just chipping away at them every day. And, it was pretty special pulling
so
up that
insane,
thing. So,
dude.
yeah.
I just went on your Instagram last night, and I saw that you guys were in a field, landed a bunch of geese, and this dude is just losing his mind it was like a yellow tarsal, right?
Yeah, so it was
It was a geo-tracker.
That's
Geo
right.
tracker.
Yep, yellow geo-tracker. That was the second one that we've killed. We had no idea that one was in the field, actually, but that's one of the cooler hunts I've been on. Landing, I don't even know what it was. It was probably
It looked like a
5.
flock of 60.
60.
That flock of 60.
Tried multiple hundred.
Oh, it was a lot.
Yeah, maybe in that one snippet.
That
it was
one little
60,
clip,
But
yeah.
if you look at that video, there's hundreds on the ground already, and then that was a big wad of, 75 or 100.
So did he
whatever it was.
pick it out of the air?
No, we just landed them all.
And you just busted into him?
Yeah, so it was just 3 of us, and we landed. Like I said, it was probably 400 or 500 geese that we
Oh,
landed.
my God.
And we started looking through them. There's a leg band. There's a leg band. So we're like, all right, we got 2 leg bands. Let's try to find a third leg band. We all shoot one and have a great day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And as soon as we say that, man, my buddy Danny, he's just like, yellow geo tracker, yellow tracker, yellow tracker. And I'm like, bullshit, like no way, because we had no idea it was in there. And he's like, oh yeah. And he pulls up and shoots it, rolls the son of a bitch, and yeah.
Oh man.
And that's where
did
the kind
you
of
see the video?
starts. Yeah.
I didn't.
Hold on. Carter, I'm going to play the video for Cal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw the picture.
Yeah.
I just saw a
Dude.
picture of it.
The video is just like, you can feel the energy there.
Well, yeah, how could there not be? Just screaming.
Oh yeah. It's I don't know if you can see it in that video, but he has like no front teeth.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he.
I didn't want to be rude. Yeah.
He doesn't play hockey. He actually, him and his brother got in a terrible wreck.
Oh,
the year
my
before.
gosh.
Yeah, honestly, should have died.
The day before?
No, the year before.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And so he's still working on his teeth. Like he just texted me the other day. He bought some shin. He's like, dude, I just paid like $8,000 to fix my teeth. Like I'll probably get some more later, but this is all I got. Like,
Holy shit.
yeah, so dude, they got ejected from the car. It was terrible.
Oh
Hit a
my
semi,
gosh.
And yeah, like one of them was pronounced dead on scene, and yeah, so he's still working on his teeth, but that's why in that video
Fuck.
he doesn't have any teeth in there. It's hilarious.
That's crazy.
Well,
just adds to the video.
Oh yeah,
That's insane, dude. Well, it's like, how many, since you've done so much research on this stuff, like realistically, how many do you think they're geo-tracking a year for Canada's?
to my knowledge, I think they're done now.
Forever.
Well, for that study.
Oh,
I
that
think
study.
From what I know, that study was something about females and how they travel at night or something. And I think it was a study of when they kind of go back up. So I think that study is over, and I don't know if they're doing another one, but it tracks basically nighttime movement
Right.
is what that does. So, but I think it was for kind of doing a season in Canada in March is kind of what that. So they were kind of they're testing the littles and the bigs on when the littles got up there and the bigs were there, so they could do a kind of a hunt. And I think it was March. So. But
Yeah.
I think it's over now. So, but they didn't do very many. I forgot what he said. I think it was maybe like 250 a year or something like that.
Damn.
They were doing. So,
Yeah. Well,
That's crazy.
Honestly, I think you're one of the better photographers, videographers in the industry. And people always ask us all the time, because we have so many photographers and videographers, and then we've hired some unbelievable people. How did you get good at it, essentially?
man, I think the biggest thing is just experience. I think there's kind of two things that you got to have. I think one is an eye that you just kind of have to naturally have. So you either have that or you don't. I think the other thing is just experience. So everything I knew was self-taught.
I was going to ask if you had a mentor or somebody that...
No, not at all. I mean, there were some people that I looked at, Donnie Vincent. I would always watch his work and just kind of how he told a story, but never really had anybody that I kind of worked with. And so I would do something, I would take a picture, and it would be like grainy or not sharp, and I would just get so irritated. I'm like, how are people getting these sharp-ass images?
Yeah.
And mine's over here looking like I shot it on like a flip phone,
Right.
And so I'd get on YouTube, type that in, and bang, watch a 2.5-minute video, and there we go. And, I
Just figured one thing out.
Yeah. Gotta invest $2,000 into a lens, so...
Basically,
I mean, you want a sharper
Start buying
image,
more
you
shit.
got to pay for it. That's one thing with cameras, man. You pay for what you get. Like,
Right.
you don't have to have it, but there's a reason something costs a little more. So.
Yeah, and a lens is a lot more important than your body
That's
some
right.
of the time,
That's
for
right.
sure.
100%.
Well, we were talking about this yesterday when I was like, you should come on the podcast. But what did you say your first camera costed?
Oh, I mean, I think it was like $300 or $400.
Yeah.
$300-400.
Yeah, but
And now what you're using now compared, what is it costing?
yeah, now my setup's probably 35 grand, something like that. Yeah.
What are you running now?
Komodo X, like
Okay.
R lenses, and
Yep.
yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, you get the whole thing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Got
a big-
2 cameras, and
That's a whole new world.
oh yeah.
That's a different deal.
I just remember when I was first getting into it, dude. I was like, "Damn, $1,000 for a camera? Like,
Yeah.
that is a lot of money."
Yep.
And now I'm just like,
Now the $15,000 setup seems cheap.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, man. It's a crazy deal, and you can literally spend as much money as you want.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, that's cheap compared to what's out there.
For sure, those
but
reds, some of the reds and some of that stuff, that's nuts.
I will say it's hard to get any more than that with what we do. I mean,
Right.
For sure.
I'm not easy on my gear at all. I mean, my Komodo X is dusty, muddy. Like, you showed that to any other person out in the outside of this industry, they're just like, "What are you doing to that?"
For
thing?"
sure.
Like,
You were destroying
You're
it.
an- you're an
but you
abuser.
can't. I mean, it's just, what are you gonna like? what
Do you
are
get
gonna
insurance on it?
Oh, you'd have to, I think.
Or can you insure that?
Oh, yeah.
You think, but don't tell my wife. But yeah, there's no insurance on it right now. I need to get around to it. Okay, it's just one of the things I'm pushing off.
That's unbelievable. Yeah.
No, I
rem-
usually have it on there, but I need to put it on there.
I remember when we first started
Season's coming
filming
up, dude.
cinematic videos, and Connor Olstad, who originally did all of our videography.
Guys, this podcast is also sponsored by First Light. Let me tell you, I cannot say enough good things about First Light, especially about the rugged wool and all the new waterfall products that they're coming out with. They've just came out with a bunch of new pairs of pants. The 308 pants are amazing.
Primer jacket just came out.
Primer jacket just came out. I cannot say enough good things about First Light waterfowl. Be sure to go to their website, firstlight.com, and check out what they have in stock.
He owns an outdoor media company, and he would come out with us, and we'd have new hunters with us. And remember, in the beginning, people would be like trompsing over his gear and stuff. And
Oh, my God.
we had to start having like talks where we're like, okay, guys, now the reality is there's $20,000 worth of camera equipment in here. So we can't get everything wet. We can't get, we have to do this a little differently. So it's a whole different deal once you're taking that much gear out.
Yeah, that's right. I was filming duck camp dinners like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
On that, and I had it was a different red, and I had it at the back of the boat. I've never like fell in the water with the camera or anything, knock on wood, wherever it's at. But
right behind you.
Yeah, let me get that real quick.
Yeah.
But we were at a big boat, we were in Louisiana hunting and stuff, and I was on the back of the boat, and I had it in between my feet. I was just kind of done filming for a second, and we were on, I think it was the Mississippi right there. Yeah, it was Mississippi. We were going through, and a big barge come by,
Oh shit.
I was just like, oh shit, like big barge. I wasn't even paying attention. Thought it was fine. Like, and sure enough, that wave just kind of keeps coming and coming. It's just a rolling wake.
It's a big wake.
Yeah,
That's
and we're in this
wake.
big ass boat. I mean, I don't even know what it was. Huge boat, like tuna fishing boat. And man, if that wave doesn't come, and I'm in the back of the boat, like I said, and we hit it, and if that water didn't just go right onto my damn camera.
Fuck. Oh god.
And it was on, there's fans on it.
God.
And it just sucked it all in. Immediately stuff starts coming up on the screen and shit. And so I flip it over, turn it off, and I get back to the ramp, hit turn on, doesn't turn on.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Put in rice.
So, matter of fact, that's what I did. So it didn't turn on. Went back to camp. We got a 5-gallon, Yeti bucket.
Yeah.
Filled it up with rice because all these Cajuns down there.
Well, you're
they
in
got
Louisiana,
rice.
so they have rice.
Bags of rice, 50 pounds of bags of rice just laying around.
Yeah.
So we fill it up. Next day, turn it on. Worked ever since.
No way.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I've seen Connor put some cameras in rice.
Dude.
It's nuts, man.
But
it works.
then you talk, like I just talked like Austin Boyd and Dawson. I don't know if y'all know him.
Yeah.
And then they actually were doing some crazy filming through some trees. They had it up to a wire, where it was kind of panning through the trees.
Yep.
And they hit like start, and his camera shot off on that wire, went all the way to the other tree and hit it, and it was a red, and it dropped in the water, and that thing fried. They never could get it back on, so I got lucky. Mine didn't dunk into waters like theirs, but I got a little.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
Because what do reds cost?
Well, it depends on which one.
Yeah, it depends on which one. I mean,
Isn't it like a minimum of 30?
No, I mean it depends on used too. Like
Yeah.
talking used, it can be like that one was a Red Raven. You can get used now, because cameras they just go down, so fast. But you can get a used one for $3,000. But if you buy that new, it's probably $15,000, something like that.
Right. I was gonna say they
I would
kind of
say
range from like 15 to. I mean, damn, you could spend $100.
Yeah,
Or
I would
$100,000. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say now it's anywhere from 10 to 50, 60 grand
For
just
sure,
the body.
60. Yeah. If you're doing like lens setups and everything, you can for sure spend $100K.
Oh,
If you
100%.
need some lenses and stuff. Yeah.
So with you having worked all around the country, the world, I don't know if you've ever traveled out of North America to film or not, but
haven't.
what do you feel like was the coolest scenery wise? Like as a photography guy?
Yeah. Where you're just like every picture is amazing.
Yeah, I haven't traveled outside of North America. I would say the coolest one I've been on so far is probably Washington.
Yeah.
I'm dying to go.
Dude, I went there last year. That was one of the coolest things I've been on. We hunted different sceneries every day. One was a small creek, one was a river, one was another river, and just like totally different. And we shot 7, greenheads per guy every day.
Right.
Like it was incredible. So,
Yeah.
It's gross.
Yeah.
We went to Idaho for the first time last year, and I was just like, just driving. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Dude,
So sick.
it is so sick up there. Yeah, I'm definitely going back this year. So.
Yeah, man. Anytime, and that's the same thing. Like when I got to Alaska too, it's kind of the same idea, right? Like when you mix mountains and ocean, mountains and coastal, or even like Idaho, like you're riding on a river and it's just mountains. I mean, that's just insane.
Yeah.
You can't beat it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were there,
Background's
it was-
white.
Yeah, we were there. It was ass cold. It was like, it was when that front came through last year, just that gnarly front late season. It was like beginning of January, and I don't know what it dropped down to, like below zero.
Negative.
For sure.
Too cold?
Yeah. We actually watched the hole freeze up one day, first day there.
While you were sitting in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It hit like that morning. We literally just watched it slush up and freeze up. So.
Yeah. Did you grow up hunting? Like, was that part of your upbringing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I shot my first honker when I was 5, so
Nice.
that kind of lit the fire there. But yeah, it was me and my dad, and we're hunting a old roost hole.
Yeah, hell
They
yeah.
came in there and popped full in my 20 gauge. Man, that thing was as giant as me. I swear, it's
Oh,
18
yeah.
pounder.
Yeah.
Huge.
So your dad taught you quite a bit then?
Yeah, my dad and actually my uncle. So both of them together, we went a lot, and
Who was better?
My dad or uncle?
Yeah.
Oh, my dad for sure.
Your dad for sure?
Yeah, my dad for sure.
Your dad's mad at him still, you think?
I mean, not anymore. He's doing a lot of other things, but
do you get to take him a lot?
Man, not a lot now, but I've been trying to get with him a lot more every year, and just bring it back. So
hopefully now with your position, you'll get a little more flexibility to
That's right.
travel with him and stuff.
Right. Yep. I feel like there's like stages. Your dad's always taking you, and then you get your friends, you get to drive, and you kind of go hunt with them, and then it's kind of like, wait, like I need to start hunting with my dad again. So,
right. How old's your dad?
He's 60, 62.
So he's still pretty young.
Yeah.
My dad's 67, and he was just like, he was hunting with Tim Grounds when I was in diapers.
Yeah.
Badass. And then when I really got into it, he's like, no, I'm done. You can get in so much trouble. I'm just going to fish all the time. And I'm like, dude, I just learned how to duck and goose call. Are you serious? And then I would hunt by myself before and after school every day. And I'm like, let's go. And he's like, nah. And now I'm able to start like, hey, you want to go to Kansas with me?
Yep.
Hey, you want to go to Iowa? It's only 2 hours away from you.
Yep.
Blah, blah, blah. So I'm really excited to get to do that. And then he'll come with my kids as well. That's where he wants to go. He's like, yeah, I'll go hunt with your kids. He's like, come hunt with me, motherfucker. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, there's also like a little bit of a progression too, though, where it's like I didn't grow up hunting, but fishing, right? And once you kind of get to a place where they don't have to help you do it, it's a lot easier for them to want to say yes.
That's right.
When you're like 14 and 16, like, yeah, you're doing it, with your buddies or whatever, but like they're still out there like trying to tell you and help you and all that. And especially for your dad, he was like, I'm done. And now that you're like, when he goes out with you now, he just gets to shoot.
Yeah, he doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
He doesn't do shit.
That's
He'll maybe
ideal.
hunt with me once a year. But the problem is he's a South Dakota resident, and I'm a Minnesota resident. So he never bought a lifetime for Minnesota, and it's lottery for South Dakota, as I'm sure you know.
Yep.
And so it's like every 3 years I get to hunt on his lake or do his thing. But like he'll still steal my decoys and just be like, yeah, I'm just going to leave them out there all year and freeze them in the ice. And he's like, yeah, just shoot them right off the boat ramp, Joe. I'm like, cool. Cool, dude.
Yeah.
And then his wife will go out in a paddle board and pick up the ducks for him. I'm like, what's
So
happening?
weird.
What's happening
Hell of a
here?
hunt.
As long as he shoots his buck before November, he'll go out and duck hunt by himself.
Gotcha.
But he's the most like lazy hunter you've ever met in your life.
And he kills.
Oh, he kills.
Yeah.
He just kills.
He's a shot,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
He's unreal. He has a Benelli Super Black Eagle 1, the H&K, and he's had it since he started hunting. Yeah. So he started hunting at 27.
Damn.
And still just running. So one of these days I'm going to give him a birthday present and send it in to Rob Roberts and get it Cerakoted and just make sure that it lasts forever.
Hell yeah. I've got plenty of H&Ks.
Dude, they're so nice. They're so great.
Yeah.
They're heavy, but they're nice.
That's right.
Do you hunt a bunch of other stuff too then, or are you mostly just waterfowl?
Yeah, I love to turkey hunt. So the last couple of years I've gotten to bow hunting. So trying to kill deer with my bow, but
Nice.
But yeah, definitely turkey hunting. That's probably number 2 on my list. But
Yeah.
waterfowl takes the cake.
Yeah. That was what
goose.
growing up you were hunting waterfowl mostly.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
ducks or geese, dude?
Man, I'm geese. That's what I know. That's what I grew up on. Like I said, I'm from Central Missouri, so that was kind of my thing. And starting to transition in a little bit more ducks now that I'm down in the south. And
Right.
Yeah.
there's a good local population of geese, but there's no migrators, so
No doubt.
Right.
shoot those early on and then shoot a bunch of ducks. So.
Guys, this podcast is brought to you by Turtle Box. I don't know if you've seen these guys carry around these big speakers that are so loud that are waterproof, brake-proof, everything. Chucked it off of my truck the other day by accident. Totally fine. Totally fine. Floated it in the lake over the 4th of July. Water's popping off the speaker. The thing is so cool.
So sick.
And if you have 2 at the same party, you can stream the same music through both of them. You
Link 'em
can connect
up.
them at the same time. So, guys, go check out Turtle Box. They're the best speaker on the market for the outdoor industry. Have you been chasing the white neck collars in Tennessee?
Not anymore.
Not anymore? You killed them all?
I killed a few of those. 33.
33 neck collars.
Oh my gosh!
All right. So this brings me to my next. Good God, man.
What the fuck?
Good God, man. How many bands? How many bands do you have at this point?
Well, man, last time I counted, it was like 140 or something like that.
Jesus, right.
You were so mad at him.
Dude, I was. I'm telling you, there was a 3-year stretch that I did not let off the gas.
Yeah.
I was after
Did
him.
you have a life besides chasing bands?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, no,
Damn,
it was yeah, like literally I remember just like thinking how much gas I spent on chasing these things. And that was the thing, is like it wasn't easy. I mean, it definitely wasn't. I mean, obviously they're right there, like you're going to shoot some, but getting to that point, I mean, the miles that, a lot of this was traffic spots.
Right.
Cause it's a pressured area. So there's not a lot of spots to hunt, and honestly, most of my success was just finding spots that I was getting underneath them. And dude, it was it wasn't big groups, it wasn't a lot of them, but it was just finding the pass, and I was watching them every day, and they do this on this weather and that on that weather, and that takes a lot of gas,
figuring them out, man.
energy, and dude, it was
Just chilling.
It was a lot of work. So
I'm guessing you got pretty proficient on a goose call then.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely not one of the top, but I can make some goosey sounds. That's what I try to focus on doing, making goosey sounds and killing geese. So
Of course.
Yeah.
I've always thought about trying to get into some comp calling, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
You gonna do it?
Do you have time?
I don't know. No, but thought about it.
Maybe at
Why
some
not?
point.
Yeah. So
Maybe as things progress a little bit, you get a little more time.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
I did a little bit of it, younger, especially on duck stuff, but
Yeah.
got out of that, and it's what it is. So.
What was the first trip that you remember going on where you were working? Where you got hired to go somewhere and do a trip?
Canada,
Yeah.
with Spence and Rolling Thunder.
Yeah.
That'll forever be a spot that I try to go every year.
For sure.
Canada, have y'all been to Canada?
Oh, yeah.
Man, that place is.
It's ridiculous.
It's just, I feel like you get up there and just like, you forget about everything.
Totally.
And the people up there are insane. Like you go up and ask for permission, like, oh, come on in,
Yeah.
Eat
Have
dinner
some
with
dinner.
me
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, never seen anything like it. And then, just the hunting up there is incredible. So
It's a land of opportunity.
Just so many birds, man. Just so many birds in it.
And you could just shoot for days. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
8 ducks.
Oh my
Eight
gosh,
ducks.
man.
Geese.
Cranes,
Yeah.
geese, white geese, dark geese. I mean, you could literally, we were talking about it last year when we were there, and I don't remember what the total tally was, but if you shot your limit of everything that you could that day, how many birds was it again? It's so many. 7 ducks.
No, it's 8 ducks.
Or sorry, 8
geese,
ducks. Yep.
20 snows. Or is it
Yes,
25?
20.
20.
20 snows.
So 16, 36, and then how many cranes can you shoot?
I think it's
5?
5.
Yeah.
It's 5 there.
So you
Yeah,
could
it is
shoot,
5.
yeah, if everyone shot their limit of every bird, you could shoot 41
Well, don't
birds
forget
in a day.
about our best friend, the merganser. Okay?
That's true. That's true.
Add a 5 merganser on there, and you're fucking rolling, baby.
That's insane,
Yeah,
though.
I mean, 40 birds a person, like
Dude.
quickly 3 of y'all, if you get on the right field, I mean, 120 birds, like, that's a hell of a time.
That's
a hell of a time.
insane.
That's a lot of ammo.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's a lot of ammo.
Hard to
a
even,
lot
like-
of cleaning, dude.
That's right.
Hard to think about that, We were just, I remember last year we were talking about it, and the reality is like that. The reason we're even discussing it is because you're in an area where you could choose in a day. You could hunt cranes, you could hunt snows, you could hunt geese, you could hunt ducks, and they're all, you could have permission on all of them.
Yep. That's right. Land of opportunity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pick your poison.
Yeah. Is that your favorite place? Like, if you just had to pick one place you could go each year, you'd go to Canada?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I think, especially the drive, like, if somebody flies in, it's totally different to me. Like driving up, usually it's the first trip of the year for most guys, like, where you're traveling, just kicks off things. I mean, you're traveling up, everybody's fired up to get up there. And then once you get up there, it's Canada. So, I would say 100% Canada is my choice.
Yeah.
When you went up there, did you claim you were working?
Who's asking?
The state Monies.
I was just hunting.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're just hunting.
no, they actually want you to bring cameras up now. So
Nice.
Yeah,
For
so-
tourism.
yeah, I mean, they want to show off Canada and let everybody know it's just it's a great place. So
Because I always heard it was like a gray area or whatever, and I'm just like, huh. But like, you're not working. You're shooting birds.
yeah, I mean,
Right.
I mean, honestly, yeah, it was hunting and capturing a little bit of I want to capture the trip I went on.
Did you shoot a bird while you were there?
Yeah. Multiple.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're hunting.
Yeah.
Many multiples.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, too, though, it's one of those things that what are they going to do if you wanted to just take pictures for fun? Like, you can have a camera.
That's right. I mean, it's any other vacation.
Yeah.
I mean, I take my camera everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to Honduras. I'm taking my camera and
taking pictures.
You're taking pictures. So.
What are you doing down in Honduras?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't want to know.
You're hunting, aren't you?
No. No, I do want to go down to Mexico and shoot some brant, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nope. It's on my list right now.
Oh,
I was
let's
supposed to
plan
go
it.
in January, or I was supposed to go this February. And he's like, our dates are early January. I was like, I'm not going.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
I mean, that one actually may change my mind, first choice. If I go down to Mexico and I'm like in an all-inclusive resort and eating tacos and drinking margaritas and we go shoot banded brant, like...
Yep.
Dude, I've been trying to convince
me
both
in
of these
every year.
guys the past couple years. I'm like, you know what? I think we just got to go to Mexico, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think we got to go do the Mexico thing because you can literally stay at like a resort
Yeah.
and then leave for the day and go shoot mallards.
It's cheaper than a lot
You
of
just got to
guide
get
services.
past, like, whenever you walk in, there's just going to be guys with, like, machine guns and AK-47s. But other than that, it sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
I
Whatever.
don't care.
Mark
Yeah.
it down.
I don't care.
I can't remember where we saw it or where I saw it from, but have you ever seen that skit where that guy's doing that thing and he's talking about it's Sebastian Maniscalco. And he's like, you go to all these other foreign countries and he's like, they're military walking around. They've got the machine gun and the hats.
The sideways hat.
He's like, then
The
you get
little
to America
short
and
bill.
it's a guy in a blue polo and he's like, take out your laptops, your liquids. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
Is that toothpaste?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
All those videos of damn airports and, like, making fun of those guys that you're talking about, like,
Yeah,
bring your
man.
laptops out. It's hilarious.
TSA. It's crazy, bro. The damn TSA.
Dude, last time I was in an airport, my wife and I were traveling with our 4-month-old at the time, and she got randomly searched.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, what's going on? And the guy's like, she's going to get randomly searched. I was like, for what? He goes, random search. I go, sounds good. She's carrying a baby, dude. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
He's
we're
like,
picking
well,
it right.
I was like, can we hurry this up? And he's like, well, I can't search her because I'm a man. Is she a woman? I was like, all right, dude, I'm out of here. I was like, call a woman. Let's get
get
this
out of
shit
control.
over with. 25 minutes later, finally got out of TSA. I'm
They're like, yep,
holding
it's
the
a
baby.
baby.
I'm holding the baby. And they're just like touching her inner thigh and her butt cheeks. And I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing? She's wearing leggings, I'm pretty sure if there was a bomb here, you'd know.
Well, the problem is she's a drug smuggler. She's on every list.
That's right.
So, yeah, man. Crazy. Where are you excited to go this year?
Guys, this podcast is also sponsored by Flashback Duck Decoys. And let me tell you something about these decoys. They are so realistic, and the ducks honestly go crazy over them. We were fortunate enough to hunt over them in Arkansas, and you would think with the duck head going through the body that it wouldn't work and it would get stuck. But let me tell you, these things are so well built in America, and
Built
the parts are
brick
so
shithouse.
the parts are so easily replaced and everything. So you'll never have to buy a new one. You can just replace a part here and there 30 years down the road. But when it got stuck, it would still make ripples on the water, and it looks so realistic. And honestly, the ducks loved it. So I'm so pumped to be working with these guys, just because it's such a good butt feeder decoy. Like, it's just so good, guys.
Creates so much rippling in the water too, which is my favorite thing. And then they have a trip mechanism in it so that if it does get caught in the weeds, it doesn't just like keep tangling itself. It'll actually just continually trip the head till you go out and fix it.
Right,
It's unbelievable.
But
They're
even when
made-
it's doing that, it's still putting ripples on the
That's
water.
the thing, yeah.
Which is
They're
great.
awesome. So go check them out. Flashback Decoys. You can find them at duckcreekdecoys.com.
Man, honestly, we got a pretty cool, I wouldn't say one location. I'm going back to Washington, but it's actually a project that we're doing. Me and Scott are doing it together. So
Sick.
we're going to kind of travel around, little Shadowgrass tour action. So we're going to just, it's a little twist of throwing it back with some modern technology. And we're going to hit up, we're going to freelance on some spots and hit up North Dakota. We'll go to probably Canada. That'll probably be included that, Washington, and we kind of got one up in the air, so it might go to like Montana or something.
Yeah, knowing
Nice.
Scott, nothing's planned yet, so
That's
you'll
right.
have to just wait and see,
It's
like
kind
a
of
couple
Get
weeks
ready.
before.
You just
Get ready, dude.
Yeah,
I
don't
got
set
like
dates.
a block for each trip. It's like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I'm like, surely we can get it in there, Scott. Like, so
Yeah, you'll see. Maybe,
yeah, maybe.
maybe.
But
6
I will
hours
say, you
before.
gotta
Hey,
trust
man,
them.
Ready?
Yep.
No.
Yep. Look at this weather coming in. We're going.
That's what he's gonna do.
That's right.
For sure. But
1,000%.
you'll be all right though. You'll have fun.
What do you think was your way into the industry? Was it like you said you were through Spence, but like you were just hitting up these people in the industry?
Not necessarily. I mean, I did like initially going into Drake. You know, I sent them whatever, some spiel that I was going to be the greatest and best guy ever to touch a camera. You know,
they believe the shit out of you.
Yes. I gave some bullshit, you know, to them, and they believed me somehow, and thankfully they did. But yeah, I mean, I hit up a few guys or a few brands, and I mean, I would recommend doing that, you know. But the biggest thing is have a portfolio, so don't just, you know, come in there like, hey, I am this coolest guy, but I don't have nothing to show for it.
Right.
That was one thing that I had. You know, I had a portfolio. It wasn't much, but at least I had something to say like, hey, this is what I can do. So I think that's where a lot of people fault right there is they go into it and say, I want to work for you, I want to do that, but I don't have anything to show yet. So.
Because I'm
don't
sure
jump
you
the gun on that.
You get approached all the time about it, right? Where it's like, hey, I want to work with this company or whatever. Yep. Like, what do I have to do?
Yep.
And people have asked that a lot.
Yep.
And so, what's your advice for that?
I would say stand out, man. Like that's the biggest thing right now is it's a flooded industry with, you know, photography, and especially photography. Video is a little better. There's not as many guys doing video that are doing it well, but like one thing I look for is, like you said, you know, we get hit up a lot with this, but I'm looking at, you know, are they taking just the normal pictures that everybody's taking? Are they thinking outside the box, getting cool shit?
Yeah. What's their style?
Yeah. So that's kind of
great photographer. You have to develop your own personal style.
Yeah.
Right?
And you got to put the gun down.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I see a lot of right now too is guys are trying to do it, but they're trying to hunt too, and they'll take some pictures, but you can clearly tell it's after the hunt,
right?
Or
totally.
You know, they've shot and
they're all rigor mortis.
Yeah,
yeah. The ducks
yeah. I can 100% tell.
Let's take that duck off the strap, chuck it in the water, and have the dog retrieve it. It's like, dude, that duck is like this.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know, especially me, like I'm a photographer. I know these tactics that you're doing.
Totally.
And so the guys that kind of work for us on Shin and helping with content, it's like the first thing I say. I'm like, dude, I will catch you if you're walking through a creek with 4 stiff ass mallards. But yeah, anyways, I would say the biggest thing is just stand out and put the gun down. So, you know, get those pictures that you can't recreate. There's kind of a motto that I'm always saying at Shin, and it's do cool shit. So no matter what we do it in a cool way. Do it, you know, outside the box, something that's not everybody's doing. Yeah, be unique. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's like your buddy who got in the car accident, right? You got his reaction running up to that bird, and you saw him pick up that bird, and that was, you can't fake that.
Yep.
That is, like you had that in the moment, and you can see you like kind of like running up, and you're kind of shaking. You knew what happened, so like you're pumped.
You're ready.
He's pumped. You're also ready though. At the same time, it's not the fact that you guys shot a geo tracker; it's his expression where it's like, oh my God, as he's holding it. It's just like,
and you can't fake that, man.
Cool.
You can't fake it.
That's right. You got to capture the stuff you can't recreate.
Yeah.
So, like, think about if we try to recreate that. You can't. So.
Yeah.
And the only reason I didn't get him actually shooting it is because I had my gun out there, too.
Right.
Sure
You
it didn't leave.
Thinking you were shooting that band, too. Yeah.
So, that thing wasn't flying away.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about, man, and that I appreciate about, you know, your message, just personally as Dylan Farrell, I think that waterfowl is a very small community. So what can we do? Like, what would be your message for people, especially as they're supporting Shin or First Light or Sitka? You know, at the end of the day, there's only, what, 1 million?
Yeah.
A little more than 1 million of us doing this.
Yep.
So I think that being united in terms of trying to get more people out duck hunting is super important. How do you, like, take that on from a community perspective as you guys are growing?
Yeah, I see a lot online of people... especially Shin, like, you know, somebody's calling out Shin. It's like, oh, they want you to wear this, they want you to wear that. It's actually, we're probably the first ones to tell you, like, we don't care if you wear Shin or not. Like, just be involved with us. Like, we're gonna be the first people to tell you that we're gonna invite everybody to the table. I don't care what you're wearing. At the end of the day, we're all out there for the same reason. So, like you said, it's a small community. As soon as you start segregating this community, it's even smaller. So, you'll see that, you know, with Shin especially. But you know, everything I do, like, I'm trying to be friends with everybody. There's no reason to to disregard somebody just because they have a different camo on or they're working with somebody else. Like, be happy for them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Be happy that they're getting their foot in the door and working with an industry, brand. And that's the biggest thing. We're gonna try to solve that. Like, we're gonna try to get rid of that.
Yeah.
That
message.
stigma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's something we've always focused on, where it's just like, the first year we threw a game fair party, someone was like, well, if that company's coming, we're not coming. And I was
Right.
like, then fine, don't come. I don't care.
Right.
Like, yes, I work with this company and you guys are rivals, but at the same time, I'm not going to push someone from coming to my house because I don't use their decoys or I don't use their camouflage or they're a different gun company than the one that I use. Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I love my First Light stuff, but I don't want to be in Canada and know that you're 30 minutes away and be like, we have a banger. Should I not call Dylan because
100%.
we're wearing First Light? No.
100%.
Like, I want to hunt with you.
Absolutely not.
100%. Yeah, one of the coolest things that happened recently with us and Shannon is the party that we threw at Delta Waterfowl. We invited everyone.
Yeah.
And my God, if everybody didn't show up.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of different brands in there that we saw and talked to, and like, that was very eye-opening and fucking badass.
Yeah.
So cool, man.
Yeah. So
Well, it's so much more fun, too.
100%. It was one of the funnest parties
Inclusivity?
I've been to. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, there was across the board people that.
How many people showed up to that?
I saw videos. It was a lot.
I would say 400-ish, something like that.
So sick.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to us too, because a lot of the younger followers and people that we talk to that are watching our content, they have told us, like, it's intimidating. It's intimidating to try to get into a market or get into a sport if someone's not teaching you how to do it.
Yeah.
And then get into it and find out that if you're not doing something that someone likes, or if you're not wearing the camo that your, idol is wearing, then they don't want to give you the time of day.
Yeah, you're excommunicated.
Yeah, man.
It shouldn't be like that. I mean,
No.
you shouldn't be intimidated at all to want to work with somebody or anything. So that's why I say go for it, man. Like, don't be intimidated.
Yeah. Get out there and do it, man. You got to just do it. And at the end of the day, there's people here representing different brands that are telling you it's good.
Yep.
It's cool, man. It's all good. If you like killing ducks, that's great. That's what we're about.
Yep.
I mean, we're all kind of dumb in our own way. Like, we like to go out early in the morning, get wet, get cold, shoot a couple of green heads, and, like, be hungry, have to poop for a couple hours, and, like, you have to pee so bad, and then you go back to a lodge with a bunch of dudes. Like, you have to be a little crazy to, like, want to do that all year long.
For sure.
100%.
You know? So, like, we're all the same kind of crazy.
Yep.
Like, we can all be friends.
That's right.
Yeah,
100%.
man. Well, thank you so much for coming on, bro. We can't say thank you enough. Appreciate it. Love what you're doing. You're
man.
you're an incredible photographer,
Thank you,
videographer. Love your stuff.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed watching y'all, and thanks for having me.
Heck yeah,
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing.